Hey guys, it's Syndicate here and welcome to an overdue Q&A. It's been a while since I last did one of these and I do answer questions on Twitter, on Facebook, even the YouTube comments, but I thought it was time to get a bit more personal on this channel and get back to doing like a regular Q&A. It was going to be something I do weekly, but every YouTuber in the right mind does a Q&A, which is a smart thing to do, and I'm probably going to consider doing it just because a lot of people want to ask me questions when I'm travelling, what I've been up to, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's do some Q&A. Okay, so the first question is, how old are you? I'm 19 years old. When is your birthday? It's June 23rd, 1993, so I'm 19 years old. I'm going to be 20 this year. What sport do I play? I don't do any particular sport, but something that I'm a huge fan of is like cycling, mountain biking. I really enjoy it because you can have like loads of bursts of energy and just go riding. What do you do in your downtime? I like to adventure and travel and be with my friends and just socialise, you know, that sort of thing, because when you're doing YouTube it does take up a lot of your time. You've got to focus on what you're doing and you might be involved playing multiplayer games, but I actually really enjoy like going out like on an adventure with my dad or like going out with my mates and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do in my downtime. Next question. Okay, so the next question is, how was it working at McDonald's? McDonald's was awesome. A lot of people knock it, you know, be like, oh, if you work at McDonald's that's a bad job or something like that. And it's not. It's a great stepping stone. It really is. It gets you an amazing social skills because you have to deal with people like moaning at you, people who are pissed off because the fries are like taking forever to get cooked, that sort of thing. And at the same time, you can just have a lot of fun there because that's exactly what I did. I was working at McDonald's for almost 2 years. I was part-time. It wasn't a full-time job. And I was at college still studying. As soon as I came out of school, I was like, I want a part-time job so I've got money in my pocket so I can go enjoy myself and somehow save up and travel the world. That was the plan before YouTube. Just to save up anything I could to try and make a whole loop around the world, which I'd still love to do to this very day. So yeah, McDonald's was awesome, did it part-time, and it's a lot of fun. It's one of the best experiences I've had. I'm only 19 and this was only like 2 years ago before I quit. And it was a lot of fun. The people I worked with were great. You know, there was the moody ones, but hey, I was always the guy who tried to like perk everyone up and have a laugh and just have a great time, make the most of everything. Before YouTube, what did you plan on doing? University, then what job? Okay, so before YouTube, I actually said like before, I wanted to travel the world, no matter how, if it would be backpacking or whatever, I wanted to travel the world, that's what I wanted to do. University was something I was considering but really didn't want to do just because of how much time it takes up in your life. I think my sister went to university for 3 years and got a qualification out of it. You know, I've got friends who are going there to university now for 4 years and stuff like that, but to me, just dedicating yourself to something like that for that amount of time, which is a great experience and a lot of fun, just for me was, I couldn't cope with it. No one had this freedom to choose of it, where it's like, you know, school you have to go, college you get the choice to go, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to do college because it's the smart thing to do and it can lead on to other things, whereas, you know, you just do school, come out of it, then you can't really do much. In some cases, but some people make millions and just because they're super smart or do the stocks or something like that. But yeah, I just did college and then came out of it and was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing college. I did electrical installation and then I was going to continue that on to the next level. And I was like, you know what? There's too much maths involved in this. I kind of don't want to do this. I want to get into the gaming industry. It's my passion. It's what I want to do. How am I going to do this? And I kind of took ICT programming and game design. And that was kind of what I was going to do. I was going to like design my own game, and to this day I would still love to design my own game. I think that would be amazing, and I think that would be like a great ambition to complete. So yeah, no university for me. I would love to have gone into a game like studio program or something like that to learn how to like design games or be like the lead head of the production company. I don't know, you know, I didn't really look into it that much. I just know I wanted a job in gaming. It's as simple as that. But oh yeah, something I did want to do is, you know, like the people who write for the magazines and all that kind of cool stuff. I wanted to do that. I thought it'd be a great opportunity because one, it let me travel the world. I get to see new places, meet new people, and I could get involved in gaming. And you probably get first looks at certain things. So I thought it was a really smart job to go for. So yeah, until I realised I couldn't spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Can't even say it. Anyway, moving on. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a pet. Caitlin! Thor! 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 I like that echo. Do I have any pets? Like hammer! Ah! Oh! This is Thor. This is my... Oh!
Sorry.
My night! This is mine and Caitlin's cat. Well, it's mainly Caitlin's, but I call him mine as well. And this is Thor. He's a little tabby, and we got him when we moved in. He's like, "What are you doing to me? Put me down." I'm sorry, what's up? He's really restless at the moment because he wants us to play with him all the time, and I've just been busy on my computer, so he's like, "You don't stand on the laptop. What are you doing?" He's like, going to poo everywhere. Now don't be meowing and scratching boxes because that's what he likes to do the most. Then I've got a Siamese cat at home called Tia. I've got a tortoise called Eric, which is this big. He's friggin' gigantic. There's then a dog called Milo, and he's an obese Jack Russell, which is quite hilarious to look at. And that is it for pets. And if I was to count my sister's hamster, like just saying that family household sort of thing, yeah, she's got a hamster called Freddy, which she treats like a son with a boyfriend, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, alright, so who do you look up to? Okay, now some of you are probably going to think I'm going to say like YouTubers or, you know, someone like that. And in the YouTube side of things, who do I look up to? Someone who I'm very, very proud of saying I look up to was Hutch. And I will be to this day, because this guy kind of like set the stone slabs for YouTube path of gaming, and showed it was possible to get a full-time job from doing YouTube and gaming. So that was kind of like my YouTube side of things. But for personal, Tom, who do I look up to? This is gonna go like, so I keep like, how did I sit before? Like I'm going everywhere like, who did I look up to? Now, like I said, this is gonna be a bit like, oh, that's an obvious one or something like that, but it's my dad. The reason why I say my dad is because, you know, in times in the past, and think about this carefully now, where your dad's ever been like, I'm gonna take your Xbox off you, you're not allowed to do this, you're grounded, that sort of thing, you know, and they shout at you and you're like, oh, I'd say I fucking hate you, you're mean, or whatever like that. If you think about it when you're older, and I think back to everything that my dad pretty much ever did to me now, is my dad always like tried to drill like common sense into me, and just like to make me have a better future. It's true, my mum did the exact same as well, you know, with homework. We'd really fall out about me doing my homework and stuff like that, because I'd always leave it to the last day and then I'd be sat there at the dinner table doing it. But, you know, my dad, like, even when I'm having conversations with people now, I'll be stood there like, yeah, absolutely, oh, yeah, like that, just chatting along, yeah, listening to someone. Don't die! Yeah, like, so when I'm there having conversations with people and things like that, I don't know why you're flashing. Okay, so the camera was flashing, I was like, no, don't die! But yeah, like, when I'm talking to people, or, you know, I'm even doing a commentary, or I'm just out and about or something like that, and just the way I act, the way I am as a person, I just like flash and I'm like, whoa, I'm really like my dad right now, that sort of thing. And it's really scary, because like, even when I meet people who haven't seen me or my dad in a while, you know, I'll answer the phone and be like, hello, and people are like, Ken, is that you? And I'm like, yeah. And then they'll start talking, or, you know, like, when I'm just trolling them. But like, I really look up to my dad, because like, wherever he's got to where he is in life, you know, he's a hard worker, he's, you know, been through the ups and downs of relationships, he's been through the ups and downs of life, you know, family troubles, all that sort of stuff. And it's made him the guy he is today, and my dad is amazing. And if you do see this, Dad, I have so much respect for you, and you know I say that to you all the time, because you've taught me so much in life, and I'll always be appreciative of it. And I will pay you back someday for that somehow, so I love you, man. Okay, so next question is, red sauce or brown sauce? Red. Ooh, what is your favourite beginning zombie character? So I think they mean the old school for, and I am gonna have to go with Richtofen. I don't know why I had a horse sound at the end. What are your goals for 2013? Okay then. So my goals for 2013 are, I want to travel the world fully. I want to explore more of like the eastern side of the world, because I keep going over to America and stuff like that. I'd love to get over to Europe and hang out with like some gaming YouTubers over there, and then I'd actually really like to explore China a lot. That's somewhere I've got my eyes set on, and like Tokyo and stuff like that. I think that'd be amazing. And not forgetting my Aussies. I really want to get down to Australia. I think there's a PAX down there, so that's going to give me an excuse to go this year. But I have really high hopes to go down there for like a few weeks to Australia just to experience it, and then get on over to New Zealand as well. I think that'd be pretty cool. I want to put out this. I want to start either fully writing all the information I need or designing my own video game. I know it's a big thing, and I kind of already started on designing my own video game already, but I would love my own. I'd love my own video game. It's as simple as that. You know, I've always wanted it. It gets me more involved with the gaming industry, to see more sides of it, and you guys keep saying I should go ahead with it, so let me know what you think about that one, because that's the biggest frigging goal for my life that I think I could achieve. So yeah, well, in the gaming side of things, I think a bigger achievement is like have kids or get married or something like that, but we will not talk about that. Anyway, someone says, do you even lift, bro? Yes, I lift myself actually with the pull-up bar over there. Mad. How's life, dude? Pretty chill. How about you? Let me know, all of you. Now, comments, go. How much stress do you have to handle in a normal day? Well, in a normal day, say when I'm not travelling, things can get pretty stressful actually, you know. I control it really easily, but everyone around me seems to crumble and just destroy the brain and stuff like that, and I'm just like, just watching everyone go crazy, and I'm just like, cool. Just take it as it is, you know, there's not much I can do about it, but yeah, you know, it can be a little stressful, try to get videos made, you know, something can fail, that sort of thing, you know, just typical things that can go wrong and piss you off, but other than that, you know, I think I deal with things pretty easily, so not actually that stressful. But if I'm travelling and I've got people pestering me all the time, like, hey, do you want to do this? Hey, can we invite you here? Hey, can we do this? Hey, do you want to do a video? Where's the Minecraft project? It's stressful. When you've got people pestering you, that's when you're stressful. When you're free to do whatever you want and you've got like no ties down, nothing tying you down, it's amazing. You have so much freedom and life is worth living. Not that it wouldn't be worth living. It makes it extra worth living. Yeah. Favourite movie of all time. You should know this. If you know this, pause the video now and comment. Go. And it is Team America World Police. Best film ever. If you're not 18, don't watch it. You're going to be scarred for life. If you're 18, go enjoy. Alright, so in between the gap of that battery just dying, me swapping it out and trying to get the cat out of the room, I successfully managed to go ahead and fully bust my lip. I don't know if you can see that, but I actually just bust my lip right open. A metal chair, whilst I was getting the cat out of the situation that it was in. The metal chair went poof, smacked me, and my head went bang, and I just bit my lip fully, and I just bust my bottom lip, which is great. Which then leads me on to my next question of, when was your first fight? Did you win? No. The metal chair just won. And no, that wasn't my first fight. But my first fight actually was from primary school, so if you don't know when that was, that's like up until you're like, I think like 10 years old. And I think when I was about 9 was my proper first fight, and the reason how it all went down is I was just in the playground and this guy was like, yeah, he liked play fighting with everyone, and it just puzzled me why he'd play fight, and everyone was like, oh, you know, stop it, get off me, and you know, no one stood up to it, and I was just like, it wasn't like a bully or anything. And one day, I was, for some reason, getting a piggyback ride off this guy, and I jumped down, and he started play fighting, and I started play fighting, and like, I was like, pushed him, was like, no, stop it, and he carried on play fighting. I was like, no, I really don't want to play fight, stop it. And then it started getting a bit heated, and all of a sudden, smacked him one, right in the face, right in the nose. And then he smacked me one back right in the nose. And before we could do anything, this is why it classes as a fight. There was bloodshed. Yeah, I know. So we both stood there with like bleeding noses. We both took like clean pops at each other's noses, and it was as simple as that. I was like in each other's noses, and we're like 9 years old, just stood there like raging at each other. And then the dinner lady comes in between and says, no, stop it, why are you bleeding? Go and wash it up. So we went and like washed our noses, and we looked at each other and was just like, when we were in the bathroom, like, but then we just like looked at each other, like both like blood all over our noses, and we just like started laughing, and we were just like, well, there you go, told you I didn't like play fighting. He was like, yeah, I could tell. And then that was it, and then we were friends from then on. We were friends from that point on, so yeah, true story. Out of anywhere in the world, where do you want to go most that you've not already been already? Now, I would like to say Australia because I haven't been there yet, and I'd love to go down there, but I actually think China has got so much to offer, because it's like, you know, the hustle and bustle of the city, and then you've got like the crazy fields and stuff like that, which look absolutely awesome. I think they're called like the raised fields or something, where it goes like this, and like somewhere wherever Mayan stuff is. I don't even think that's China, might be, but wherever there's Mayan stuff, because like the temples and things, I think that looks awesome. What is your ultimate YouTube goal? Now, I talked about this earlier. My ultimate YouTube goal was actually to hit 1 million subscribers, and we managed that, and now we're on 2 million, but now we're on almost 2.5 million subscribers, which is mind-blowing, and still crazy to this day how we're still growing. So to anyone new, I hope this video helps you to understand that I started YouTube with the goal of just to make videos and like entertain people, and then it kind of was like, oh, I'm growing, like I'd love to, you know, and even before I started YouTube was, I'd love to hit 1 million subscribers, because I think that would be the most at the time when I first started. And then down the line we actually hit it, and then it was like, I've completed my goal, now what? And I think there was less of a rush to want to get to that 1 million point, and then it like hit me that I was like, I just want to keep making videos, and I want to make more epic content. I got the hiccups, so yeah. What is your ultimate YouTube goal? Was to hit 1 million subscribers, and I think if I have to say what's my next ultimate YouTube goal, is this. I pitched this to Kate the other day, and it was I'd love to make my way around the world, kind of inspired by Craigslist video, where he travels around the world just using Craigslist. Oh, just America using Craigslist. I'd love to, if possible, travel around the world, meeting fans, doing fan meetups and like sponsored events and stuff like that. But to travel going from like either YouTuber to YouTuber's house or subscribers to subscribers' house. I know it might be a bit weird. Some might be like, oh, that's weird. But I don't know. I want to see if it's possible. Say if I just start off with like, I don't know, even if it's no money. But then how do I get across the ocean? Can you swim me that way, like over to America, sort of thing? But yeah, if it be at all possible, like just to travel, like and go through all the states, all the countries, just by going to fans' house. Now I've got like a super mixed audience according to the demographics, and an audience scattered everywhere, and it'd be so difficult to like set up. But I think it'd be really cool to try and make it around the world, or even if I said just for now, like around Australia or all around America, like every state in America. I think that'd be a really cool thing, to do a real world traveling experience just through YouTube, which is what's my job, and I get to meet loads of fans. So there you go. And the next question is from Robin, and Robin said, did you have any hard times while growing up? And honestly, I don't think so. I think I was pretty fine and dandy, apart from the whole mum and dad getting a divorce when I was like 7, And you might be like, oh, how could that not be a hard time? And yeah, it was a hard time. It was an absolutely insane hard time, but like with my brain of how it was like functioning and growing, and from being 7, luckily it didn't hit me to the point where it's like, if it hit me now, it'd be so weird if it happened now. But because I was younger, it didn't really affect me that much. And all the thing that stressed me out was, I'm going to mum's house this weekend, I'm going to dad's house this weekend, and getting pinged back and forward like a yo-yo. But I think that kind of prepared me for traveling, Like, you take clothes there, you stay there for a bit, you take clothes there, you stay there for a bit. And I think that kind of made me why I like traveling. Might be a bit weird, but I was never one of them kids like, oh, the divorce of my parents is making my grades go bad or anything like that. I never used that excuse, and I saw some people use that excuse, and it could be true, but I didn't really just dwell on it all the time. It was a very, very upsetting experience for me, and I don't even know where I'd be now if they were still together. I don't even think I'd do YouTube, but it's something that happened, and you've just got to deal with it in life and move on. If you keep dwelling on things, you're going to get nowhere. So buckle the fuck up and enjoy the fucking ride. Yeah! That should be my catchphrase, buckle the fuck up and enjoy the ride. I like it, that's mine, no one's stealing that. I just made that up, I like it. So yeah, that was like my main hard time. And then, if anything, I got stung by a wasp, and then we found out I was allergic. But then I got stung again. Not like then, I got stung like millions of times. Somehow survived all them. And I got stung once on the top of my head, found out I was allergic. And that was pretty crazy. That changed like my growing up, because I had to carry one of them EpiPens everywhere that you could stab yourself with, give you adrenaline and go crazy. And yeah, it just kind of like affected how like I lived my life a little bit. Not too much, just like going out traveling, made sure I had it, the stress of getting it, and going to doctors about, oh, we need another one, that sort of stuff. But no, I think, yeah, buckle the fuck up and enjoy the ride. So the next question is, will you permanently move to America? No, I am a British guy. I am the solo UK commentator, which I, pride myself to be. I love the UK and I always will. Home is home, and the rest of the world is my oyster to explore. It's as simple as that. I will never permanently live in the United States, but I may visit there for like a month at a time, just for kind of like work purposes and an experience purposes. Yeah, there you go. Then again, I don't know. Alright, so the next question is, what is your favourite childhood memory? And I was reading through this and I was like, what is my favourite childhood memory? And it's going to be a weird one. You might be like, oh, it's that time when we were with our friends and we were doing this. And I've got loads. My teenage years were my best. I've got to admit, I had so much fun with my friends then. Like, I was always active, always out and about. And video games were kind of a big part of my life, but not dominating sort of thing. So I had a great experience growing up. And but if I had to say, what is my favourite childhood memory, is I went to the Lake District with this like loads of families and different people. We all went, and I think it was like fireworks night, 'cause we set off some fireworks. And I went to bed that night. I was sleeping on the floor. My sister was up in the bed. And I was on the floor, and I woke up. Where the fuck am I? I was in my dad's bed. My dad wasn't in the bed. I was like, I'm in my dad's fucking room. It was like in the middle of this Lake District. I was like, where the hell am I? Where is everyone? What's going on? And basically, that was my first experience of ever sleepwalking. And apparently, someone saw me in the night at like 9 PM, not even late, getting up, walking along to my dad's room, opening the door, and just getting in bed. And then my mum and dad were like, yeah. It was like I was like 6 or something. They were like, yeah, you just came and got in bed, and we thought, you know, something was the matter, so we were fine with it. And I was like, I don't want to get in bed with it. No, I don't sleepwalk. But then that was the first time I experienced that I'd known I'd sleepwalked. So yeah, that is probably like my favourite childhood memory because I thought it was hilarious. And I was actually that young because I was learning like to spell. That's how young it was, and it was a really strong memory in my head. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Okay, so the next one is, what made you start gaming? So what was your first game? What made me start gaming was just the enjoyment of it and seeing others play it. Like my friend Stephen Hill, he actually played it so much. Like he had video games, he had PlayStation 1, he had everything. And I'd go around to his house and we'd be playing on PS1 and I was like, oh, I absolutely love this. You know, I'd always be like, Mom, Dad, can I have this, can I have that? And they were like, nope, 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 nope. And then my first game was Star Wars Return of the Jedi on PlayStation 1, and that was my first ever console. We got it for Christmas one day, and you know them videos where the kids are like, ah! I was like, socks, soap. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely screamed like a little girl, and me and my sister were like, ah! We had to share it, which was annoying because she really liked playing Spyro the Dragon, and I like playing Star Wars. And I never completed that game, and that is actually a game that I'm going to go back, return to, and fully complete. So expect a Let's Play. Now I'm just going to live stream it or something. So yeah, that was my first game, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Right. By the way, I did have a Sega before it, but it wasn't mine, it was my uncle's, so I just didn't involve that. Okay, sweet. Okay, so the next question is, what is your biggest oh my god moment as a kid? Like, oh my god! And I know exactly what this is. And again, it links back to my dad teaching me like things about growing up and stuff like that. And I was out shopping with my family. You know, my mum and dad were still together. I was that young. Everything's going fine. We were shopping for my sister for some clothes. And then I am just like, I'm so thirsty. I've been out all day. We've been up. I didn't get much sleep. That sort of thing. Just moaning like a kid. And I was like, oh, what's up with me? And I saw this drinks machine, like, there's like Coke, there's Pepsi, there's Fanta, there was Sprite, and I was like, oh, it was like the Holy Grail, and I was like, yes! And I turned, and I was like, where's my dad? And I turned to my dad and I went, Dad! I was like, Dad, can I have 50p for a drink? And he went, yeah, sure. Went in his pocket, I could hear all his money like, ching, ching, dong, ching, dong, dong. And then I was just waiting, and I turned around like looking for my sister to tell her I was getting her a drink, see if she wanted any. And then I turned back round, thinking my dad's getting me the drink, and he's just stood there leaning against the wall. I'm like, I was like, Dad, can I have a drink? I was like, what are you doing? Can I have a drink? And he went, no. And I went, what? And he's like, you didn't say please? And I was like, oh my god! Crying like a little bitch. I think I actually cried as well, because I was really annoyed when you're tired, you're grumpy, you're thirsty, everything. And then like, you think you're about to get something and you don't get it and you just feel like crap. My dad made me feel like that, but that's, I think, from that point on, I always said please, like, with everything. I was polite as a kid, I think, but that was when it drilled into my head that you use please, and if I have kids, I'm going to do that exact same situation. I'm going to put him in front of something he wants, and as soon as he goes, can I have it? I'll be like, yeah, sure, yeah. And I'll just stop, and I'll be like, no, ha ha ha, you didn't say please, you little shit. Bit far? Okay, maybe. But yeah, so Dad taught me something from a very young age there of, say please. Yep. Love you, Dad. You're a dick. Give me that drink now and that 50p. Otherwise, I'm gonna come after you. And he's like, well, you won't have a home to come back to when you get back from America because I'll change the locks. Smart, Dad, smart. Okay, so the next question is, where are you passionate about? And I think that means, what are you passionate about? And I'm just gonna make it that question if it's not. So, lol. But sorry about that, Dan M. But I'm passionate about having fun, having experience in life, and just making the most of things, you know. Sometimes days I may lie around doing nothing, or I may just be sat inside playing video games, and some people may be like, that's really not going to get you anywhere, and you're probably right, it's not. But when the opportunity does arise to make the most of it, I do, and when like a fun opportunity is like, do you want to do this? Most of the time I'm like, yes. Like you see, I'm going to like the DICE Awards. I've been to loads of gaming events and gaming, like, just places involved in the gaming industry where people are like, do you want to come? We can invite you, we'll fly you for free. I'm like, yes! I've never been to Las Vegas before in my life. I'd love to go. I'd snap up the opportunity to have a go, and, you know, stuff like that. It gives you an experience in life. You meet new people, new opportunities, and just memories, you know. You've got to make good memories in life to look back and be like, fucking had a good run at that one life I had, so no response. Okay, so the next question is, do you prefer Pepsi or Coca-Cola? And I'm gonna have to go with it. I'm a Coca-Cola guy. Okay, this looks like a scary one. A train is coming your way. What do? Chase it, of course. It's a rape train. You chase the train, bitch. Alright, so the next question is, what was your favourite school? Easily my favourite school was high school. I absolutely loved it. My friends, some of the teachers, and I say some because, you know, some people just took the job way too seriously, and I can understand it's their job, they're not supposed to be your best friend, but if you're ever a teacher and you want to be a teacher, the best thing to do is get along with your students. Don't try and be a smart ass with them, don't try and think you're always better than them. They're human beings at the same time as you, you know, get along sort of thing. I know you don't have to be best pals and all that sort of shit, but when you get along with a teacher and the teacher's like really responding to you and that sort of thing, like, how's your weekend been, Tom? Having fun? That sort of thing. You get along with that teacher so well. Mr. Briggs, huge shout out to you, man. If you're still at Bluecoats, you're probably one of my favourite teachers, if not my favourite teacher I have ever been taught by, and you're an absolutely outstanding guy, top-notch bloke, and you're awesome. Honestly, I got an A in that class, so I think that can prove, like, I was concentrating, I love the subject, I really got into it. The teacher was just a lot of fun, and, you know, as long as we did our work and got the deadlines done, he was super chill with us. It's as simple as that, you know, and I think that's a great mentality for being a teacher. So yeah, Mr. Briggs, I don't know if you're watching this, but if someone from Bluecoats goes to Bluecoats, tell Mr. Briggs if you're still there, the guy's a legend, and I'd love to come in and shake his hand, so if I could do the opportunity, I'd love to. So yeah, like I said, Bluecoats is where I went to as a school. I had a lot of fun there, the teachers. I tried to get along with all the teachers, you know, I was a really sociable guy, like I said. I'd love to, like, get to know the teacher, like, what they did before the teaching, you know, like the story behind the person, instead of it just being, I am teacher, that is all. I like to get to know them more, that sort of thing, and, you know, it did usually work out. But yeah, so Bluecoats was my favourite school. It was my only high school I went to, and I had a lot of fun with it. Dowson was great. I was going to go to one closer, which was Alder Community High School, so shout out to them because that's like my local high school. But I went to Bluecoats and I had so much fun there, and the weird thing is, most of my friends from that school, Bluecoats, I don't really speak to anymore, you know, it's a true fact. There is some, you know, I still keep in touch with, but most of the people who went to the closer school near me, Alder, I'm kind of friends with people in that year, and, you know, because they live local, and I knew it was going to happen, and it's a harsh reality that I'm going to throw it in now, guys. If you live pretty far away from the person you go to high school with, when that high school's over, chances are you're not really going to stay in touch. If you do, congrats to you, I really respect that. But if you don't drive or anything like that, you know, straight away and out of school and stuff like that, you know, it takes you like 2 hours to get to the house, it's probably going to crumble, unfortunately. And it's something that a teacher told me, and it kind of like stuck in my head. But yeah, Bluecoats was awesome. Okay, so next question is, who is your childhood best friend, or just childhood best friend? And I was thinking about this and I was like, I know exactly who my childhood best friend was. I mentioned him before, and his name's Stephen Hill, sorry for throwing your name out there, or Wes, or Shill, or Wes Brown, but he's my half-caste ginger afro friend, which you've probably seen on the channel a few times before with me in pictures, and he's an absolute legend. We've known each other since we started primary school, so since we were like 4 or something like that, and we still speak to this very day. When we catch up, we have really good conversation, we grab a beer together or whatever, and we were always best friends. You know, I wouldn't say we're best friends anymore, and he's like, oh, breaking my heart, but, you know, we know you move on. Like, when we went to high school, we kind of like split apart, but we stayed in touch, and we always have done. But like, me and Wes, we'd go around to each other's houses, you know, as kids, and like every Monday we'd alternate, go to your house, go to my house, like Mondays and Fridays, Monday at his, Friday at mine, stuff like that. And you know, we'd always end up every night fighting, like literally punching each other in the face and stuff like that, try to wind each other by punching them in the stomach, and then we'd be like crying because we'd hurt each other that much, and then it'd be like, right, see you later, mate, see you later, and then we'd just go home. And, you know, we'd get pissed off at each other, but we'd make up because we knew we were just really good friends, and then it was like, right, see you Friday. Like, beat you up Monday, see you Friday, that sort of thing. So we had a lot of fun, we did karate together, we had loads of fun experiences, and yeah, so Stephen Hill, you were my childhood best friend, if you happen to find out at all, so word to the wise. Johnny, you little shit, you're his brother. Little crap. Okay, are you any good at FIFA? No. Where do babies come from? Mr. Sark. Did you have any pets growing up? Yeah, I had a goldfish whose name was Speedy, and I won him from a carnival, and he lasted for 7 years. Pretty impressive, I know. Who's your favourite comedian? Easy, Jim Carrey. Who were you in school? The class clown? The nerd? The jock? I think it's pretty obvious which one I was. I was the class clown, but not as the sense of, I need attention, oh my god, I need attention, I'm gonna throw this across the room, I'm gonna smash this, I'm gonna like do everything I need to like disrupt class or anything like that. That wasn't me, that was my intention, and I'm sure the teacher would be like, yes it was, you did exactly that. But it wasn't. I was the sociable guy, which then leads on to the class clown, the chatterbox. I was the chatterbox. I am the chatterbox. I love talking to the teachers, I'd love catching up with my friends, I'd love chatting in class whilst I'm working, you know, as long as I can talk, I'm absolutely fine. And that's why I said, you know, I talked about Mr. Briggs before. Mr. Briggs would let us talk as long as we got our work done and stuff like that, whereas other teachers would make us sit there in silence, and if you talked at all, you know, when you're talking to the person next to you, you get kicked out of the class, it wouldn't look good on you, and you'd get in a lot of trouble, you know, and that was just for talking. If I got the work done and I managed to talk at the same time and I wasn't disrupting anyone whilst talking, I thought that was absolutely fine, and you know, that's how things should work in my opinion. But if you have to sit there in silence and it's just like, it's not a fun atmosphere to be in. I thrive off social activity, so when I'm sat in a classroom with loads of people there and no one's talking, and you know, obviously not an exam or anything like that, but it just really infuriated me, and I was just the chatterbox, okay? I was. It's as simple as that, and you know, yeah, I will admit, sometimes you've just got to shut up and be quiet, but I was a chatterbox. For all the teachers that ever shot me down for going, you know, all you do is talk, you're going to struggle with a job if all you do is talk and talk and talk. It's my job to make YouTube videos and talk.